We begin right now with exclusive information on the latest in the Diddy investigation. I have learned from sources that investigators have found several weapons inside his homes. Several. They also have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences. TMZ now obtained this video inside his home in Los Angeles after the raid by federal agents. It's reported that Diddy is the target of a sex trafficking investigation that comes after he was hit with a wave of civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault and trafficking. I've also learned exclusively that Diddy is in Miami. Authorities know exactly where he is. They've been in touch with his legal team. Sources tell me he's trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they're telling me he will not be arrested soon. Former NYPD Detective Derek Parker, known as the hip-hop cop, is joining me now with his thoughts on how this...
Girl, let me spill the tea because this is wild. Diddy, yes, the Diddy, is reportedly on the run, trying to flee the country as we speak. The police are hot on his trail, but no one knows exactly what he's running from or where he's headed. Child, the streets are buzzing, and word is this scandal is major. We're talking career-ending, life-changing drama. You already know I've got all the inside scoop, so stay tuned. In this video, we're unpacking everything, from what sparked this crazy chase to what Diddy's escape attempt means for his future. Trust me, you don't want to miss a second of this.
You know Diddy, right?
Yes.
In what way?
Back in the 90s, I was assigned to the NYPD. I was the hip-hop cop back then, so I had to assist in arresting him in several instances where there were some crimes committed.
What were those arrests for?
One was the Club New York shooting. He was with J-Lo at the time, and the other one was the Steve Stout assault that happened with MTV.
Right. Okay. So I have some exclusive information which you just heard. The fact, if it's true, that they found a lot of weapons at his homes, what do you think this could mean?
Well, what happens here is that the federal government started a case with him. Apparently the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case. Right now with the guns, they're going to check them. They're going to trace them, see if they were used in any crimes. They're going to go over anything about cooperators that are cooperating with them. They're going to be talking to a lot of people about certain criminal acts that he might have committed, and then go from there.
And what about the videos?
Well, they're going to sift through those videos. They're going to look at them and then see if there's any criminality on those videos, and then they'll go from there.
So what do you think? I mean, it just seems like the house of cards might fall for Diddy right now.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has high-powered attorneys, and right. With all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about what's going on.
When you arrested Diddy back in the day, what kind of interaction did you have with him?
More professional. I mean, he knew who I was. I knew who he was. And whenever he got into trouble, it was like I was like his detective. So,
yeah.
You know, I always had to come to the precinct of whatever happened and then to deal with him, to make sure that everything was good with the detectives there and then everything else going on.
We should mention that Diddy has denied any wrongdoing.
Right.
As of right now, he's saying he had nothing to do with anything. So.
Right now, it's just an investigation.
Right. But it seems like all of this came to light after his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, alleged that she was in a very abusive relationship with him.
That accelerated things. I mean, his settlement with her and other criminal acts that she alleged have happened, and then other people started coming forward, so it was like a house of cards.
Yeah, and I think there's several people right now that are alleging that they were in allegedly compromising positions at Diddy's house,
yes,
being forced to do things that they didn't want to do.
There are a lot of things that are coming out right now, and what's going to happen is that the government's going to go through all of these things that they have uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any criminality. If any charges are to be brought, they will bring them later.
So let's talk about this, because I'm not like into the weeds of all this.
Okay.
But apparently TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight, who's in prison right now, right? And he's
in prison, yes, he's in jail. For he ran over an individual in Los Angeles and he committed a homicide.
Okay. So TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight has said to Diddy right now, your life is in danger.
Yes. Okay, what he's probably saying, and I can't speak for what he's saying,
Yeah.
because of everything that's going on right now, there's probably a lot of people that are upset about what's going on. And then, even yesterday I started seeing things online where people are starting to make threats towards 50, and Diddy is starting to go back. And this is how it starts in hip-hop. It starts right on social media, and then it goes into the streets.
It does. You don't hear about that too much. I mean, back in the day, yes, right? There was a lot of that.
Back in the days, you had diss records where people would just do diss records, and one rapper would talk about the other rapper. Now they go to clubs and places, and this is where they meet, and then there's always collateral damage.
Okay, so there's also been talk. I didn't realize there was this Camp Diddy. We're hearing that Usher, when he was a young man just starting in the business, he went to Diddy's house for an extended period of time. Even Justin Bieber was brought there. I think he was 15 years old. And now we're kind of looking at their interviews that they gave years ago about being at Diddy's house and what transpired. We're looking at it differently.
Well, they are, because they were young men at the time. So with all the sex trafficking allegations that are out right now, this is what everybody's looking at. They're looking at the past and the present.
Word on the street is that Diddy's name is tied to some serious allegations, and the police are on his tail like he's got something to hide. While the exact details are still under wraps, the situation must be major. Law enforcement isn't playing games. Rumors are swirling that some shady incidents may have led to this wild pursuit, leaving everyone wondering, what did Diddy do to end up in this mess? Let's be honest though, this isn't Diddy's first rodeo. If he's caught in the middle of a scandal, you know he's got a game plan. With resources and connections that can make anyone's head spin, escaping the law won't be easy, but it's not impossible. Fatigue is piping, and this story is far from over. Stay tuned, because whatever's happening, it's bound to be explosive.
He is not going to be arrested anytime soon. What do you think is going on in the meantime?
Well, the government is building their case. Apparently what they're doing is they're going through all the witnesses or cooperators that they have, all the evidence that they've uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any charges that are going to be brought up. But you'll see something happening very soon. This is not over.
I was about to say, and the Southern District of New York?
And that's one of the most prestigious districts. I just testified in the Eastern District about a month ago, so I know.
So you know these guys don't fool around?
No, they don't fool around at all.
Is it a career-ending scandal? Some skeletons from his past finally catching up to him? Or did he cross the wrong powerful people? The possibilities are endless, and honey, the drama is real. With the police hot on his trail, you just know some explosive details are about to surface. And let's talk about Diddy's alleged escape tactics. Word is, he's pulling off moves straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. We're talking top-tier disguises and next-level strategies that would leave even the smoothest criminals in awe. But don't worry, I'm keeping my ear to the ground. This story is far from over, and when the tea spills, you'll hear it here first. Stay tuned, because the next chapter of this wild ride is about to get even crazier.
If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Hey, listen, now I know that this is not a funny subject, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they trying to say, man, that Diddy done fled the country. They trying to say, man, that Diddy done jumped on his private jet and done fled the country. Now, according to reports, this is what they saying, y'all. They saying that all throughout this weekend, Diddy private jet been flying all up and down the coast, California, Miami. It's been flying everywhere, right? But 9 o'clock this morning, early, that joint dipped. And now it's in the Caribbean islands, in Barbuda, Antigua, or something like that. And that's where the jet is stationed right now. However, let's be clear. We don't know if Diddy is on the jet. But allow me to say this right here. It's his jet, ain't no question about it. It is his private jet. Ain't no question about that. So if they ain't found Diddy by now, if he ain't at his Miami home, he ain't at his Los Angeles home, where y'all think Diddy at? Diddy in the Caribbean islands, bro. Lamping, chilling, terrified and scared at the same time. Because this one thing we gotta understand. We're talking about a billionaire, if I'm not mistaken. Now, usually, when the police want these billionaires and these millionaires and stuff like that, usually they call the attorney and say, hey, turn him in. We want to talk to him. Turn him in. We have an arrest warrant for him, right? And these billionaires and millionaires, you know, that's what they do. They get the opportunity to turn themselves in. For those of you who don't know, remember when Dirk and Von caught that attempted murder down there in Atlanta? They slammed King Von to the concrete, treated him like a straight criminal. He's not a millionaire, nothing like that, probably at that time. But Dirk, the millionaire, they called his lawyer. Hey, can you have him turn himself in? And what Dirk do? He turned himself in. But not just Dirk, you know what I'm saying? But all type of millionaires and billionaires, this is what they do. They call the lawyers. Now, once they call the lawyer and the lawyer put them on game and say, hey man, they trying to arrest you. That gives you that opportunity to be like, hey, hold on, let me get up out of here. I can't go to jail. I ain't trying to do no time. Let me go and get up out of here real quick so I can try to, you know, preserve a little bit of this life that I got left, preserve a little bit of this freedom that I got left before they capture me. Now, we got to understand something. He ain't really went nowhere. I mean, I understand that he's miles and thousands of miles away from the homeland United States, but the Caribbean island is the feds is like, that's nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you trying to get away from the feds, you got to go somewhere in a remote village in Africa, and you got to be hiding in a bowl of rice or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about sleeping with the alligators or something like that to get away from the feds, because going over there, that ain't nothing. Now, we don't know. It could be a play. Diddy could still be in the States, but just sent his jet over there to throw the feds off. And he probably somewhere over here lamping. But let's say this right here, y'all. If the feds are actually looking for Sean P. Diddy Combs, they gonna cut his ward off. What you mean, hood educated? What you mean they gonna cut his ward off? Them credit cards, them black cards that he got, they don't work no more. Nah. If they believe that he's on the run, those accounts with all those billions and millions and stuff like that, the feds can put a freeze on all that. You can't spend no money. Your money ain't no good no more. We need you. We want your body. And that's what they do to people. That's how they push people out. They just deprive them of everything. Everything. But thus far, we got to be balanced over here. Thus far, we haven't heard anything about them wanting to arrest him. We can only assume and believe in our mind that that's what's going on because of all the raids and stuff like that. It could be tangibles and material things that they looking for in these raids. It's being reported that his son, Justin and King, both was arrested. So we gotta think and we gotta believe in our mind. If the sons was arrested and taken into federal custody, then the main culprit, the main perpetrator, gotta be arrested once they catch him. Because we gotta think, his sons, one of his sons was put in one of those lawsuits and stuff like that, but they wasn't put in the lawsuit like the father was. The father was the real perpetrator. The father was the one just out of pocket. But some victims have said that the father has used the sons to help him get young girls and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So according to reports, they saying that both of his sons, Justin and King, has been arrested. And again, allow me to say this, I gotta reiterate it. Being that they was arrested, if P. Diddy was at any one of them homes, I would like to believe in my mind that they'd have put them cuffs on him and say, come on.
According to sources, Diddy went full on Mission Impossible. Stunts, disguises, moves so smooth, even Tom Cruise would be taking notes. Word is, this wasn't some spur-of-the-moment decision. Diddy's been plotting this for a minute, and honey, it shows step one. Get out of the country, and you know Diddy doesn't do coach. Rumor has it he chartered a private jet to an undisclosed location. But let me tell you, getting to that plane was no simple task. Diddy reportedly went full incognito, using a fake name and even rocking a disguise to slip through security. Some are saying he dressed as a completely different person, possibly even a woman. Can you picture Diddy in a wig and heels strutting to freedom? I'm hollering just thinking about it. And let's not forget, Diddy's no solo act. He's got a squad of loyal ride-or-dies who move heaven and earth for him. Rumor has it a few big names might have helped him pull this off. I can't spill the full list just yet, but when those names drop, woo, it's going to be messy.
Homeland Security, we got to understand that too. When we dealing with Homeland Security, we dealing with human trafficking. That's what Homeland Security is for. Like when y'all be seeing stuff like the Mexican brothers or just the Latino brothers or the African brothers or whatever, and they be like smuggling these people into the United States. Guess who come and arrest them? Guess who come and raid them? Homeland Security. Human trafficking. This is a federal crime. And being that those lawsuits, like I said in my last video, being that these women and this man is saying that this man right here was taking them from state to state, committing these crimes, that's human trafficking. And they don't play about human trafficking. There's brothers right now, I'm talking about doing life in the penitentiary, 77 years and all that old type of stuff, just off of human trafficking, sex crimes. And that's what P. Diddy is looking at. So, with him, if he done ran to the islands, I can only assume that P. Diddy has been planning for this because he's a highly intelligent brother. I can only assume that if he made it to the islands, he probably trying to get on something else or use somebody else's private jet to get over there with, what's that brother name that done fled the whole country and he over there chilling in peace? Russell Simmons. Russell, what's his, y'all know who I'm talking about. Run brother. You know what I'm saying? The Simmons brother. You know what I'm saying? Russell Simmons. Yeah, him. He probably trying to get over there with that brother and and do all that old meditating and all. After you done did all this corruption over here, now you want to meditate and nah, we ain't going for it. But again, the sons are arrested, so we can only imagine what's going on down there in that interrogation room. These boys right here was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They ain't never been under no pressure like this. You got hardcore killers, gangbangers. I'm talking about that done been under real pressure. Get up under that light, and when them people sit in front of them, they break, they fold, they fumble. So here it is. We got boys that was born with a silver spoon in their mouth, with the federal government standing in front of them, asking them questions about their father. You want to go to jail, son, for something that you didn't do? I know this is tough, but you didn't do anything wrong, son. Your father did. You got to let us know what happened, because if we can prove that you had anything to do with this and you don't tell us, we're going to put you in jail. Them boys don't want to lead that life. Living in them big, beautiful houses all that time. Jewelry, driving the finest, got the beautiful women, all that. These is kids. They ain't never trying to give up their trinkets. They ain't never trying to give up their toys. No, So Here it is, y'all. They saying that P. Diddy done fled the United States of America. I guess time will tell. The cold-blooded part about this, though, is the victims. Because we have all these women. We even have some men. And now that all this stuff is coming out, I guarantee you more people are going to start coming out. And listen, if they catch P. Diddy and it's about this human trafficking stuff, it might be a floodgate. What you mean, hood educated? Let me tell y'all. Being that P. Diddy got the secrets of all these other guys, y'all know how P. Diddy come to a P. Diddy party, man. P. Diddy party, man. P. Diddy, his parties, man, you know, and P. Diddy likes to party. All these other rappers who are silent and ain't saying nothing about this whole ordeal ever since it came out, ain't nobody came out and spoke up for the victims or nothing. All these rappers silent, ain't saying nothing. It makes you say, why you ain't saying nothing? If somebody snitched or something like that, these guys are quick to, hey man, we don't deal with no rats, man, and all this old type of stuff. But here it is, this man right here has played it out. Or excuse me, not played it out. He has settled out on a human trafficking case. Ain't nobody said nothing. It makes you wonder, why? Are a lot of these rappers engaging in what P. Diddy engaged in? Does P. Diddy have those secrets? You see what I'm saying? Does P. Diddy know these guys' secrets? Does P. Diddy get footage, audio, and video of these guys' secrets? And that's why they like this here. Can't say nothing. Because if I do, he gonna put me out there. I gotta be quiet. But time gonna tell. Time is really gonna tell. And let me explain to you why. Because if he got their secrets in some type of way, we all know one thing about, if you know and you watch these shows about these sexual predators, they like keeping trophies. They like keeping things that remind them of what they did. And those come in video, audio, pictures, and just things from the victims. Underwear, bra, wigs, shoes, whatever. These type of people love to keep trophies. They love to keep stuff that can take them back so they can remember and relive the disgusting stuff that they did. And so if that be the truth, and he got all that stuff, and that's what them FBI's, the Homeland Security is running up in his house looking for, because they got word that he got some type of stuff like that in his house. Oh my.
One minute he was living his best life, and the next, he's on the run like a fugitive. This all went down in just a few hours, proving that when you've got Diddy's money and connections, you can move fast. But even with all his clever tricks and resources, Diddy's not in the clear yet. The police are still on his trail, and they're not backing down until they bring him in. It's like a real-life game of cat and mouse, and the whole world is watching to see who comes out on top. Will Diddy make it to his secret hideout, or will the long arm of the law catch up to him? And let's not forget about the people allegedly helping him. Are they about to get caught in this mess too? Social media is on fire with reactions to Diddy's great escape. Fans, haters, and everyone in between are chiming in with opinions, and honey, the comments are spicy. One thing's for sure, this scandal has everyone on edge, waiting for the next twist in the drama. Buckle up, because this story is far from over.
Quiet right now, but it was a chaotic scene with federal agents rushing into the home here behind me. There were two separate raids, one here in this upscale neighborhood, the other in Miami, both connected to a federal sex trafficking investigation. Take a look. Fox 11 was the first to show you the raid here locally, led by Homeland Security, heavily armored federal agents making their way into the home on Mapleton Drive, associated with rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs and his production company, Bad Boy Films. Dozens of agents searched the property for hours, leaving with boxes of evidence. A similar scene at the Miami Beach property listed in his name as well. The properties raided in connection to a sex trafficking investigation, although Department of Homeland Security officials haven't named Diddy as the focus. The 54-year-old has been at the center of several sexual assault and sex trafficking allegations in the last year. That's something Variety's executive music editor has been covering extensively. Listen.
Been rumors like this for years, for decades, about this kind of behavior from him. I don't know whether they're true or not. You know, yes, he could be an unpleasant person. That is widely available on video. A lot of really successful people can be. Innocent until proven guilty, one would hope.
And you can see him here, this video from TMZ showing the hip-hop producer pacing outside of a customs office at a Miami airport after the properties were raided. And this was also after he was reportedly stopped and questioned by federal agents moments before. Coming back out here live to the raid that was here in Holmby Hills yesterday, we did see a few people being detained by authorities, reportedly Diddy's two sons, who were questioned and released.